Howard Stern Show.
They quickly learned to call the way I lived a living example of a poverty mentality.
Right.
Because I was in total denial about the money I was making. And
so you still lived like you were making $100 a week.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So at least you banked some money and put it away.
At the start of the second season, I did move into a nice apartment for the second half of the first season. And then when the second season began, I rented a studio above a garage in Hancock Park.
They're like, hey, aren't you the captain of the Star Trek? No, why are you living in a dump like this?
But that's the depth of my denial.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little studio, a little small bedroom, a shower, and a little kitchenette. And I had this lovely Spanish mansion to look at every day. I actually lived next door to the mayor's house there. I could look out of a window over his hedge and watch their parties.
Was fame intoxicating to you in the sense that you'd been married, you had kids and everything, and that was your first marriage, right? And when you get on Star Trek, you got divorced,
end
right?
While?
Is it fame that does in the marriage? I mean, in a sense, all of a sudden, everyone knows who you are. Women, all of a sudden,
life changes.
You know, there's a whole. No,
it wasn't like that.
What happened?
Well, the first season, I had two children by then. They were both in school, and my wife was in London. She had a career as well, and she was there to look after the children, and didn't really care for Los Angeles. And actually, she still doesn't, and I understand why. And so I was here alone for the whole first season, 10 months, and I lived like a hermit, partly out of fear, because when I realized what the weight of responsibility was I had on this show, and largely that meant how many lines every day I had to commit to memory, then forget and learn scene after scene after scene. I had a lot of dialogue. I was terrified that I would show up on the set one day and I wouldn't be ready.
Right.
It goes back, to this incident in the rehearsal room with the RSC. So
Did you spend most of your day just sort of memorizing lines? Because a lot of it's like technical, made-up jargon.
Luckily, Brent Spiner and LeVar Burton had most of the technobabble to speak.
Right.
The most hated line both of them ever heard was when I would say to them, Mr. Data, analyze. Because
then they had to go through all that technical jargon.
I would watch Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner said he used to want to say, fuck you, Captain. Analyze it yourself.
But you know something? When I would watch Brent Spiner do that, because he was a robot, and he had to kind of spew that techno bullshit, that jargon, I was like, oh my God, the guy is saying it like he really knows it. There was no hesitation or anything like that.
None. Never.
Everybody came to the set prepared, I take it. I mean, this guy had his stuff down.
He did, and so did LeVar. But furthermore, LeVar's great skill that he could do this stuff, but do it at twice the speed of anyone else.
The Howard Stern Show.